welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
Matt Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. Welcome to the B Team Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Safran, along with our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson,
and our co-host,
Matt Mars.
We are here every Thursday talking about all things Bentonville, business, and bourbon. And we're about halfway, 2/3 of the way through season one, and we just wanted to pause and sort of talk about what we've learned this year, feedback, things upcoming. And so, I don't know, for me, the biggest piece, and you and I talked a little bit about this, is my network and appreciation for Bentonville has grown so much from new people. I'm sorry, are you okay?
Everything? Yeah. It's just the wife calling. I mean, we're just talking among us. So I just figured, you guys can talk.
I want to make sure you're part of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm always part of the podcast. I'm just doing me.
We'll pause.
No, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah, tell us how good we are.
Well, Matt and I are very, very good. I mean, we've done a great job.
Man, this training isn't setting in at all. He's not taking...
Do you think for season 2 we should have a new permanent guest?
I don't know.
Rotate the chairs through?
Something.
So I've gotten a newfound appreciation for Bentonville and things we've learned and people, and you've mentioned to me getting out of your comfort zone, new restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we started this, you called us, and I was like, I don't really want to do this, but we'll do it. And I think it's been fun, and we've learned a lot about our area, and yeah, I mean, if we can get Rob engaged, I think we could keep this going maybe another 3 or 4 months.
I mean, he does have a contract for a full year, but year 2.
Yeah.
So we're auditioning today for a new permanent guest. What do you think?
I think we may need to.
And the qualifications are you need a pulse.
Here's the thing.
That or be able to read directions.
Show up.
Things.
My phone won't stop buzzing in my pocket. It's the wife. The kid needs something. It's always something. It's just...
So you're podcasting.
Huh? It's fine. Well, you guys were talking. And I figured I'd just, slide in as the guest, as I usually do.
So, Rob. Yeah. Season 1, we're halfway, 2/3 of the way through. What's been the biggest surprise, biggest learning, biggest aha?
For me, it's the guests that I had brought in that you thought were going to bomb.
So the one guest that you brought
have crushed.
Yeah.
All the viewers, and how the viewers have responded to me. And they're making me T-shirts. They're saying, "Hey, Rob, we vote you in."
I thought he was going to say the logo. His picture on the logo.
My logo. I'm on top.
He's weighing 92 pounds in the logo.
And I've been working on it.
You look good.
If you look at one of my first videos to today's videos, you see I've been,
Yeah, he's that chisel
out.
60. You look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. You're gonna have to redo my logo here. So that's been my biggest surprise is how much value I've actually brought
So he's almost grown as a person more than just the podcast.
I mean, the value he's brought to me has been a big surprise because it's been so low. I've been very shocked how little value.
If you set the bar really low, you always look like a hero.
Yeah,
he's a genius.
That chair has been great, but it's been when Emily's been here, his mom. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to
or when we have the stuffed animal in the space. I mean.
Yeah. It's, that's been my biggest part, how much I've actually contributed when I didn't think I was going to contribute at all and just, show up.
Well, we must be on a different podcast because I'm not seeing a whole lot of value.
Let's go back when, you ripped up my contract. I was like, peace out, bro.
Peace out.
I forgot about that whole
That was a defining moment of season 1.
And then you brought me back.
He didn't show up for a couple.
And you apologized.
Did apologize.
Yeah, because you're, just cranky. Probably had low testosterone or something. It's fun.
I did apologize. That was pre-pelletry.
Yeah.
But speaking of pellets, so that was an amazing right?
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite. Well, I got to sit there and watch them stick you all with bags and stuff and watch Matt squirm. That was probably
I've never had that. I've never had one of those before.
And you only had a half a bag. And you definitely, bigger guys like you and I, we need the full bag.
Yeah.
But
But it made it that even made a huge difference.
But those guys are
normally
lazy.
No, that's my point. You never would. Neither of you had ever heard of the place, had ever been to the place before, and would ever think about doing it. And now you're a regular member there.
Oh, I'm probably going right after this.
Shout out to Jeff and Todd Malin.
Yeah,
right.
Like
Fantastic.
You know, Tony from Trailhead. I mean,
Brenda with the dining in the dark.
Dining in
you
the
and
dark.
the beef tartare was my favorite thing that I would never give it a chance if I was looking at it.
Yeah.
And Brenda said it best, like, you shoot things down before you even eat them most of the time because you have what you think it should taste like, and if it doesn't taste like that, it fails.
The Dining in the Dark was, for me, the biggest surprise of all the episodes because you're using different senses, and at our age, you kind of set in your ways. You go to the restaurant. I look at 3 things on the menu. That's what I order every time. Shocked. That opened up a whole new world for me.
Yeah.
Even butterscotch. We had a lot of fun with butterscotch.
Yeah.
We saw, Rob ate that whole cannoli in one bite.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it was an eclair.
An eclair.
But
whatever. But
he got a lot of that eclair in at one time.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you really look back, and we're probably missing out. We're missing out. I mean, every true guest has been absolutely amazing, right? Right. And it's too hard to name every single one, but we haven't had a bad one in my opinion.
No. And I think we've talked about this too. In the beginning, we didn't so much tell people that we're kind of a platform for them to advertise. Whereas I think shame on us too, because the people just thought they come on and we do it. Whereas now we've kind of switched that to where we're like, hey, we're already doing this. We're pretty much a nonprofit that we're not going to make money.
100%.
We're here every week on Thursday, and we want a platform for you to be able to have a professional studio with 3 professional people, always 2.
Yeah,
the third sometimes if he's here,
occasionally.
Yeah, but to be able to show not just Northwest Arkansas, the world, what you have going on. And to be able to put that out in a professional format, which I have friends that have tried to do this on their own without everything that we have here, and it's a big deal. It's hard to do this.
If you really look at it, right? I mean, we are sponsored. Yeah, you're right. Because, we are getting this not for free, but,
we have an investor who's
we are sponsored, right? But at the end of the day, to your point, and when I talk to people about the podcast, because I'm walking around downtown, I live downtown, they're like, "Oh, you're from the the B team," and we're like, "Look, if you want to come on, it's really about you."
Yeah,
right. You come on. We don't have an agenda. You come on and you promote your business however you want to promote it, and it's free content in a professional studio. Yeah. To your point,
40 minutes of that. Whatever you want to talk,
whatever you want to do, and the people who've really truly have maximized it the most, and the most views we have, are the people who've taken that content and shared it on their platform.
Yeah,
so as our platform goes.
Yeah,
I think for me, what's interesting is you guys have roles on TV, and when people are coming up to you, but when people come
I was
up to
sitting at the Gems Club the other day, and I was on the TV. It was weird.
But you guys get people come up to you now saying, "Hey, you're from the B Team podcast," which I think is it's fantastic. And that was never. I was not expecting that. I mean, you're very involved in your day job. You're very involved. I'm very involved.
No.
But people come up to me and say, "I listen to your content. It's really good, and I'm really enjoying it." That means a lot because we are providing information, but we're also having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I had a customer call me the other day, and we're doing a custom home for her. And she was like, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? What's up?" She was like, "Oh, I watched the podcast on Thursday, and you weren't there." I swear to you.
He made that up.
No, I didn't.
He made
No, I'll call her right now on the phone and get her on the phone.
That's great.
But literally, I promise you. She was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" Because you weren't there.
But that's amazing. People are saying those things.
Yeah.
Right, you said you got approached at River Grill, and typically I saw you on the show.
Yeah,
it's like, "Hey, are you the guy from the B Team podcast?"
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, we're still waiting for some merch.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten cards or whatever. Like maybe a team building company trip.
Yeah,
we are going to Louisville.
Yes,
a little bourbon tour. So we're gonna have.
Can we get some
We're gonna have-
talks on that?
Well, I think we're gonna have to at least do a show about it because I've never been,
Yeah.
and
I've only
you
been
guys have
once.
been. I know, and
I've been once
But
a
I-
long
like-
time ago.
I think there's kind of like the unicorn bourbons. Like, I think it would be neat to be able to say, hey, we went there, we did X, Y, and Z. This is what I would do again. This is what I wouldn't do. So I think we talk about that.
But even after being on the trail all day, grabbing a camera and filming us
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Louisville,
Yeah,
I
it'd be
think it
fun.
would be PG-13, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be,
I agree.
Yeah.
that would be fun.
And I mean, you guys are getting along well right now. I don't know how it's going to go with sharing the bedroom because, Russ is coming now.
Baker still hasn't emailed me back, but it'll be fine. I'll sit out if I have to.
But when we go back to season 1, I'm going to ask each of you guys, like as if you guys were the guests,
Okay.
like who came in for you, Rob, that you had never heard of before, had never been to before, and were like, wow, this is my new place. I didn't realize this was even here.
That's easy.
And now I'm so excited. I know what he's going to say.
Yeah. The
Flashback.
I would have said the place with the IVs. Like that's probably.
But that's good that we have two different answers. I thought you were going to say flashback pizza and how cool that experience
I was going to say flashback
You
because
were.
the IVs we met at the Jennett's place.
Oh, okay.
the event that you didn't come to because you were busy doing
Yeah.
whatever.
But flashback. I'll do flashback.
Okay.
So flashback, like
Yeah.
hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
He shows up, Garrett,
Yeah,
and Bob, who were
and I was
amazing.
talking about my family that came in from New York and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do flashback.
Right.
And then-
so flashback for you.
Right.
Like, so tell me.
Well,
We're
let's talk kids.
Yeah.
I want to hear about flashback.
Yeah,
for you.
we can start with
So-
you with your favorite. What was your favorite?
So the question is, I think you're a little harsh.
No.
No, but in all seriousness, like you hadn't heard of Garrick and Bobby and Flashback, what they're
Yeah.
doing before. You're a big New Yorker. You make pizza at your house.
Yep.
You had a pizza food truck that shit
Yep.
the bed. You're a big pizza guy.
Right.
Threw that in for you. But they came in, and all of a sudden, you show up there. They treat you like royalty.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about your Flashback
Yeah.
experience.
So, I mean, I think it was kind of interesting for me because you had gone there and you kept on sending us
Yeah.
pictures.
You told us about it, which
Right. And I was like, how's the pizza? You're like, the pizza's really good and the place is even that much better. And I'm like,
Well, I said the pizza was good, but for a New Yorker,
Right.
I kind of like level set, like, it's not New York pizza,
right.
but the pizza's good.
and you said the shakes were next level.
Shakes were excellent, too.
Next level. So I think for me, like when you brought them in, right, and it was right after the tornadoes, right? So they weren't even reopened yet. So they couldn't.
They hadn't even opened.
Right. They hadn't.
Ever.
No. Well.
I don't think they had ever opened.
They had a soft opening.
and
Soft
all of their
opening.
food was going to go bad.
Yeah. Right. So I think when you brought them in, and like I got to know the guys and the energy that they brought and just their overall story, we had family that came in from New York. And we were heading out to Big Cedar. And I was like, they wanted a fun lunch spot on the way out. So we were thinking, oh, let's stop in Eureka or something like that. And, we had all the kids with us. I mean, I think it was 18 or 20 of us. And I called Garrett up and I was like, hey, I got 20 people, from out of town. Can you accommodate us? And he was like, I've got you. And like, to me, that's that right there. Like,
That's most of the value.
that's most of the value for me. He was like, I got you. We're going to have you set up. And literally, we rolled in there, and it was almost 20 of us, and there was kids and everything, and the place was fun, great energy. The food was amazing. Great, like the meatballs, the pizza, the salads, everything was a 10. Plus, it was fun.
The
on top of
service
it. The
was a
service.
Have you been there yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for
So good. The same thing.
Yeah. So, like, for me, that was, like, one of the ones where I was like, like, I'm a pizza snob. I can call myself a pizza snob. And I was like, that place,
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
And good people, and we talked about multiple times community,
Yep.
charity, customer service.
yeah.
Like they are one of those that
Look, they had just opened, the tornadoes hit, and they were able to serve the community, emptied out their freezers, fridges, and help cook other competition in the area, all their food. And it wasn't competition. It was all about serving the community.
For what, 2 weeks or something?
weeks.
They did that.
Weeks. And then they had to start over.
Yeah.
And then they had to start over.
class act.
And financially, you know what that does for a new business?
Oh, yeah.
They're lucky they survived.
Yeah.
But I think they survived because they gave so much back to the community.
Because,
now the community is giving back to them. And they have great product and a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yes. So for you, similar question. So what was the biggest surprise and thing that you changed your routine for?
Mine was dining in the dark with Brenda, and it's I've said it 100 times. Like I like getting the same thing when I go places, and I don't like to try new things. I try to, but I usually gravitate towards what I know, especially at somewhere like River Grill. And I think the stuff that she brought, you included,
Shocked.
we would never have ordered. And I think it kind of opened my eyes to when you're young, you're not afraid to throw things up at the wall and see if it sticks. And the older we all get, we shut it down before we can even throw it at the wall. We're like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So like when you had to put a blindfold on and actually eat it, you and I, the beef tartare was my favorite. That I would never have tried it.
Yeah.
Like even if it was on the table,
Right.
I'd be like, oh, that's nice. You guys just have that.
Yeah.
Shocked.
So that was mine. And what was yours?
I think for me it was interesting because, as the admin for the group, I'm responsible, and I bring in 90%.
We were going to pat you on the back for being an admin, but you already did it. So I mean, hey, I slid this over here
saw
for
what
you.
did.
I don't want to mix.
I saw what you did. I don't want to mix.
While you're at it.
I mean, this is exciting.
They're like, let me have your $1,200 bottle, and then you can say whatever you want.
It's
Matt.
great.
Let me spill a little bit of it down the front.
I mean, I'm sucking it off my face.
I'll do the dump half out. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, for me, what was the biggest intriguing one for me? Rich Drew,
Yeah,
right? I'm not a biking guy.
Yeah.
he makes you want to be a biking guy.
Yeah.
Just talking with him.
I walked out of an episode and I was like, I knew all about biking in this community and how cool it was and everything going on, but I'm not a big biker. When I heard him speak about what's going on here and who he was, I walked out. I was so proud of Northwest Arkansas, and I was so proud to be a part of it. And it was shockingly amazing. Like, he was that good.
Well, and I don't think you guys realize how big of a deal he is. Like he's our age, and he can ride like teenagers ride.
He shreds.
Yeah, not to mention he can show you how to do it.
Right.
Which most guys that do all that show no one.
Yeah.
how to do it all.
Well,
and he's a good teacher,
Also, another big community guy.
Yeah.
Big
yeah.
guy.
But like his story, he was in Dallas, worked for an auto manufacturer, and he would come here, and he's like, one day he just decided, this is what I'm going to do, and ran with it.
The other one that I really appreciated, and I know it's more personal for you guys, but when Jenny was in here,
Yeah.
the side of Jenny that we see on TV,
She loved it. She had fun with it, too.
I mean, it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then when you're reading the excerpt from the book that you made up, and she's laughing. I really like that because I was watching the dynamics of three family members, and most people don't see that side of her.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And not because it's Jenny from the show, it's Jenny from
from
Jenny from the block.
I'm still Jenny from the block. We have a karaoke.
Well, we've got to get Dave in.
Yeah,
too.
we will.
And we will. We're just kind of giving him the Mike Brewer treatment. We're making him, he's got to do his time.
Can we get the
before he
chat?
can get out.
Well,
Sure.
I mean, let's talk about Brewer for a second. Someone who's
another person that was a 180 of what we thought.
completely.
I mean, we got to cheers
Yeah,
to
cheers
that.
to Brewer. I mean, talk about a historian.
He had notes. He was nervous.
No, he brought props. He brought that phone book.
He brought in our Velociraptor.
He brought artifacts. I mean, fossils. I mean, I've never met this brewer before.
Yeah, that was
So look, and I mean, I think you could almost say that about every single one.
Yeah.
Like, if we had a list of every single person we've done, we could literally touch on all that.
But of course,
like even Tony from Trailhead,
Yeah.
who knew he used to do nails before he opened a
that
brewery.
beer pong game was epic.
Oh my gosh.
That beer pong game, that was the night that you passed out.
Yeah.
Or the, what's the one where I tried the IPA beers? Social Project.
Social Project.
That was another one. I wasn't excited because they're a big IPA beer company. And I actually liked their
But think
IPA
about what
beers.
we're doing, right? Like we brought Social Project here. He told us about the lobster deal, which
Yeah.
then led us to Courtney, Big Ed, and the Remembering Nicholas deal, right? Which was another great.
Yeah. Cheers. Shout out to that.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Shout out.
You know, I'm just saying it
Yeah, it circles back to that.
It's amazing.
But I would be divorced if I didn't mention the episode that Emily was here.
Yes.
Oh, that was
pickle.
fun. It was fun.
The pickle episode.
Yeah, she brought the pickles.
She brought on the pickles.
And I got a free Gents Place hat.
Yeah.
But
Which,
yeah,
which
once
Josh would never give me that.
have you
No,
worn that hat?
Oh, that worked. Yeah.
Never on the podcast.
I will next time.
How about on the show? Can you maybe do a little branding on the show?
They won't.
They'll make him put
They
tape
put
over
tape
it.
over it.
Serious?
I've tried many times.
Yeah.
They tape it off?
Unless you donate something.
If you're
to
not
it.
giving them a check.
You can, though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if-
you can.
If you say, hey,
wanna
this family
do a
we're giving a
donation.
membership, then they will
Yeah.
allow him to wear the hat.
Yeah, like if you gave
Give 'em the
Rob and
membership.
I a free membership,
Yeah.
then we could
That's not
probably wear
happening.
the hat.
That's not happening.
We tried, Rob. I don't think they would do it, but I would tell Josh that they did.
No, but that
Shout
was,
out to Gents Place.
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our favorite hair
Lovely
place.
place.
Even though Rob and I don't have hair, we love your place.
Oh, yeah. I get my nails done, my feet done, my nose done.
We're about to have a huge announcement coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah?
That sounds like another episode.
Another episode.
We'll have to have Emily here for that as well.
Cheers to Emily.
Cheers to Emily. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
And I'm loving this.
Yeah. This is
Good. And Matt keeps pulling the bottle closer and closer to him.
You guys will just finish it.
That's I've done that before.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
It's